Rachel, 1017, we've got a topic here that as you get ready for your gift purchasing, parents, you're going to want to listen up, because it doesn't matter what your kid is into. Chances are you want them away from screens as much as possible. And that, as we know, parents, is hard to do. Connecticut author and pediatric occupational therapist Aubrey Schmale says, though, there are workarounds. And learning now would be a good point, because we're about to go buy a whole ton of toys, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
This is the time of year where people might be looking at smartphones and tablets for their kids.
Good morning, first of all. We should say, let's talk about this, because in your line of work, I would imagine this has got to be near or at the top of the biggest concerns that parents and you as an occupational therapist have.
Yes, because we've been seeing a huge shift in development because of the number of tech disruptions that are now present and excessive screen time. We see changes in language, behavior, learning, social emotional skills, and even things like their posture and their vision.
You know, I have two teenagers. We'll talk about all ages in just a moment, but my teenagers, I was able to kind of watch it for the first few years, and then they kind of got into the screens. That's just not possible now.
No, it's really embedded across every aspect of life and is changing the way that kids are interacting with the world.
All right, so you've got this challenge. Say, okay, we want to kind of just slowly wean them off a little bit. It's not going to do a cold turkey, and they're not going to do 100%. What do you look for alternates? Well,
there are a couple key things that you can do. The first is definitely building in things that promote hand-eye coordination, like this game Pindaloo over here.
Take a look at this.
The reason is that it's not only to help you get better at sports, it also sets the brain pathways that you need for developing reading skills.
And I love that, because obviously the reading is important, but there are deeper important things here, like teaching your kids all about connection, competence, and empowerment. And those are two things that you don't really think would come with toys.
Oh, but they definitely do, because even with something like the Super Skills teams, these are team-based activities. They promote those opportunities for connection. But if you succeed and you do the challenges and you build up these 10 challenges, then all of a sudden you're more confident and competent, because you have the motor skills, the cognitive skills, and the problem-solving abilities to do the job.
Is it like riding a bike for these students, for these kids? Once they learn that there is a life kind of away from it, then they're more apt to maybe not look to the screens as the definitive place for entertainment?
Yes, so what we actually see, especially with children who are neurodiverse, is if they're missing some of these skills, they're more likely to lean into technology. So the more experiences that they have in real life connecting, the more drawn they are to experience those, because they give that real fulfillment. Just kind of
go back and forth and just circle the drain just a bit. Obviously, as I said, we're not going to go cold turkey from the screens. If your kids are going to be on some your iPod, your iPhone, what should they be looking for? Is there an alternative? Is there something better?
I would say, if you need to get your child a phone because you're worried about their safety, go with what's called a dumb phone or a flip phone.
It does not
need to have connection to the internet until you want it to.
Yeah, Aubrey has written a book. It's right over there. I'll grab it actually. How Uniquely Human: Raising Leaders and Creators in an AI World. We're not even talking about AI today. It's just, this can be overwhelming for parents. What do you give them? What's the number one bit of advice that you give them?
That if you're going to raise leaders and creators, it's not about teaching them to use technology better. It's about giving them real life, multisensory opportunities and connections with others that will help them build the skills that they need to thrive.
Yeah, and like I said, it's like riding a bike. Once you build the skills, once they have the skills, you're going to get dividends out of it, right?
Right.
Yeah. We could sit here for an hour, maybe even a couple hours, just to get tips. But on Aubrey's website, which we will link you to on fox61.com, there is a list of toys that you have looked at and said, you know what, these are good for not only obviously combating screens, but developing the competency, empowerment, and the connection, right?
Right.
That's on her website, which we'll go to from our website. Aubrey Schmale, come back, please. There's about 38 chapters here of information we need to cover.